What's up, everyone? And right now, I'm kind of a little excited. Not for any Yu-Gi-Oh related reasons, but I was just playing. Before the recording of this video, I was just playing a few rounds of Among Us, and I was just playing it randomly, doing random things. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Let me know if you want to see Among Us on this channel. But as you can see, today I'm doing a deck profile, or more of an updated deck profile on my Marincess. Marincess was actually one of my first deck profiles. It was my the second deck profile I've ever done, and it's a pretty fun deck. It works in a very unique way, and I figured, it's been a while. I figured it's about time to update it. Now, before I get into this video, I just want to remind you to vote for which deck you'd like me to do a deck profile on this month. You never know, they could win, but you gotta vote, otherwise you'll never know. And without that out of the way, let's get into the deck profile. First off, I run 3 Marincess Blue Ting. This is the best Marincess monster. If it's normal special summon, you can send a Marincess monster from your deck to your graveyard, so it is the fullest barrel, and when it is linked for the link material of a link summon of a water monster, you can activate the top 3 cards of your deck. If you do, add 1 activated Marincess card from your deck to your hand. So it's good search power and good send to the graveyard power. Also run 3 Marincess Pasculus. Pasculus, if it's normal special summon, you can special summon a Marincess monster from your hand so it can extend. And if it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 Marincess spell trapping graveyard, add to your hand. So it can bring back your spells and traps. Let me see. Next, I run 3 Marincess Seahorse. Sadly, I do not have the Starlight Rares, but that's like 200 card, so that cost me $600, so yeah, no. Now, Marincess Seahorse, you can special summon this card from your hand to zone elite monsters it points to, and if it's in the grave, you can banish it, special summon 1 monster from your hand. So, as you're starting to get the idea that this deck is just basically extenders. Whenever you link a monster, that monster can be special summoned from the hand, or special summon a card from the hand. And that's still true for Marincess Mandarin, which if it's in the hand or grave and you control a water link monster and 2 or more Marincess monsters, you can special summon it to the zone that link monster points to. So a lot of these, the Seahorse and Mandarin, special summon themselves from the hands, and the Blue Tang and Pasculus get effects when they're summoned. Next, I run a small frog engine with the 3 Swap Frog and the 2 Roan and Toad. Next, I run 2 Sea Archiver. Sea Archiver is kind of the same thing as Marincess Seahorse. You can special summon itself to zone a link monster points to. While unfortunately it's banished when it leaves the field, it is good for extending it. And the one good thing about Sea Archiver is it works really well with Marincess because there are 2 Marincess Link 1, so this can really even be used as a normal summon to start things up or to go into Link 2, so it's a pretty good card. Now this is this is a card I don't see anyone running in Marincess, which makes me kind of wonder why. And I run 2 Aqua Spirits. Now I was going on my cards looking through good Aqua monsters, and Aqua Spirit can special summon itself by banishing 1 water monster from your graveyard. So it can get itself to the field pretty easily. And since it is a water monster, you can use it for any of your Marincess. You can use it for your higher Marincess Link monsters. That's essentially what I'm running in this deck. A bunch of water monsters that can special summon themselves from the hand to extend. While this has the secondary effect to change spell's position of your opponent's monster, you mainly just want it for the special summoning from the hand. And that's all I run for monsters. Don't run any hand traps. I run 3 Silent Mining. Silent Mining is probably the best cyber search spell because discard a card, add a 1 level 4 lower cyber monster. I also run the 2 Marincess Battle Ocean. Battle Ocean allows you to, when you link summon a Marincess monster to the extra monster zone, you can equip up to 3 Marincess Link monsters with different names from your graveyard to that link summon monster. And if it was linked using Marincess Crystal Heart, it is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. So it's good protection as well as equipping 3 Marincess monsters to your high link monster. I also run the 1 Magellanisa, I think that's how it's pronounced, I don't know. The Deep Sea City. When this card is, you can place 1 water monster from your deck on top of your deck, and you can target 2 water monsters you control, increase your level by 1 or 2 until the end of this turn. You don't really use the secondary effects because you don't run any synchros, but you mainly want it for the like the rearranging deck effect. Now, if you want to take this one out for like an extra copy of Aqua Spirit, I'd probably do that. But I only had 2 copies of Aqua Spirit, so it's kind of like took the place of the third. And it really works with Blue Tang. I also run 2 Pot of Avarice because you do a lot of link summoning in this, and you link climb, and that puts a lot of monsters in your grave. I also run the 2 World Legacy Sexton and the 1 Monster Reborn for extending like a lot of the other cards in this deck, as well as the 1 Called by the Grave and the 1 Foolish Burial. Next, I run 3 Marincess Wave. If you control a Marincess Link monster, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, negate that face-up monster's effects. And if you control a Link 2 or higher Marincess monster, all Marincess monsters you control are currently unaffected by your opponent's card effects. And if you control a Link 3 or higher Marincess monster, you can activate this card from your hand, so it becomes a hand trap in of itself. I also run 3 Infinite Permanents, the Trap, Hand Trap. Move on to the X deck. I run the 2 Marincess Blue Slug. When Marincess Blue Slug is linked summon, you can target 1 Marincess monster in your graveyard and add to your hand. While it does lock you into summoning of water monsters, which is fine because all you run is water monsters. The downside is you can only link summon Marincess Blue Slug once per turn. I also run 2 Marincess Sea Angel, which has the same weakness of Blue Slug of you can only summon one of them once per turn. But if this card is linked summon, you can add a Marincess spell from your deck to your hand. So this adds a monster from grave to hand, and this adds a spell and trap from deck to hand. I also run 2 Marincess Crystal Hearts. This card is unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, and while it is in the extra monster zone during the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, that opponent's monster is unaffected by card effects, except its own. And when this card or Marincess Link monster's card points to its target for an attack, you can send 1 Marincess monster from your hand to the grave. For that battle, your monster cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage. So it's kind of like a protection in a way. Next, I run 2 Coral Anemone. I'm trying to get the third, just didn't arrive in the time of the recording of this video. You can target 1 water monster with 1500 or less attack in your graveyard, special summon it to a zone this card points to. So again, just another extender. While it's locked into waters, which most of this deck does. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 Marincess card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So it can be a spell, trap, or a monster. Also on the 3 Marbled Rock, you target a Marincess card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. And when your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send 1 Marincess monster from your hand to the graveyard. For that battle, monsters cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage. So it's got a lot of battle effects. Next, I run the 2 Marincess Wonderheart. This is the Link 4. Once per battle, after during damage calculation, if this card battles a monster quick effect, you can special summon 1 of your Marincess monsters equipped to this card. Also, this card cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage from that battle. And equip that special summon monster to this card during the end phase. So this is the main one with the field spell and equipping monsters to it. Although you can't equip monsters to like Marvel or any of the Link monsters, but what you want to do is equip them to Wonderheart, because that's where you're going to get the most out of. Also run the 1 Mistard Boy. It's got a pretty generic effect. All water monsters gain 500 and all fire lose 500. I also run the 1 Hummoot Shark and the 2 Totally Awesome. Hummoot Shark is essentially a way to cheat out Totally Awesome. Now that's it for my Marincess deck. What do you think? Do you think it was a pretty cool deck? Do you think the Aqua Spirit was a nice tech? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video I make. Bye.